Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scows. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it.
那我们要不要进化一下？所以我们要先。对，还是红红，但是眼白的部分是白色的。之前是眼白也会变成红色，很明显看到有变化。也掌控点一下。哎，现在我的眼睛是一个正常人的眼睛，其实就只有周围而已，所以其实还是有差的。哇！教堂区怎么有点危险？疲劳3个，疲劳4个，好自习惯。头痛我现在应该还不行，疲劳我可能要快点做一做了，有点危险的。这有补吗？支气管炎有人有吗？中头。支气管炎，他之后会得肺炎。哦。可是就在外面。
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
我分析的血样。
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
我有吗？
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
参加玛丽的葬礼，为什么觉得他一直要我们拿我们的血液？真奇怪。
I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Oh, 找妹妹了，玛丽呀。这里一定要打。那个毒物好久。
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
也是走这边吧。一个打没有吸到吗？哦，哦对对对，完了。超出人啊！上一场我的一个人，哦，奇怪，怎么会有瞬间移动？我记得上一场不是蛮后面才有瞬间移动的关，还有吗？ 等一下，这里是不是会有一个人？孝春，孝春。
Somebody help! What do you want?
然后我想起来，哦，还有。
Somebody help!
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I want? This man's far too old to be Samuel.
我靠。
No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
怎么有新任务啊？
Are you all right, miss? They've lost their minds.
You seem to know a lot.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating.
I am Xiaoxun.
Xiaoxun.
Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
啊。混着血迹。 要是跟他对话完，下一次遇到他，他才会有别的对话。
It's locked, all right.
没有，抱歉。哎。
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
对，不是要刷小怪，就是要刷垃圾桶。妈妈。
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
不要弄。对，上次后期那个药材很不错。哪一个比较好？
What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
这次这个路线我长得很像正常人。
There is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
我感觉自己很虚伪，我这次选这个好了。
I wish the tears would come. But I'm empty. And I feel a hypocrite.
Let your pain run free, Jonathan. Don't smother it. What you feel is your humanity. Don't be so quick to lose it.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
我每晚都在学习。
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries. And time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Mary， 还要记得出门前。但是是白教堂区了，对，完成了，忏悔，对那个怪怪神父，我前面，不太妙，对那个怪怪神父吗？不了，真的不了。 再见。 可以走这边，觉得两边应该都差不多。
It's a leech! Kill it!
拜拜。
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Stop! Vampire!
哦，听到这里先来医治一下边疾病的人。
Good evening, Mr.
And good evening.
Do you need
It may be
I understand your appetite for words.
the nutrition of...
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her...
I don't know much about...
I'll...
这个人给完药，我想要先手动出。
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help you?
Have you any news of Nurse Crane and her
他这个眼
dispensary?
镜
I'll never know
今
what
天
goes
也
on
一
in
样
that
很
place.
闪呢。
Do you need a...
That would be nice of you.
那什么手动锤？它其实手动锤
If you
是
persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
闪光哥。
Goodbye.
那手动存档方式其实就是自己把那个就是资料夹的那个
Pay me a glass and
存
I'll
档档案
reject.
复制一个
Good
备
evening,
份这样。
Christina.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
What do you know about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is a saint. She's living
Do you need a...
it.
I am shocked that you would think I am the...
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so.
Goodbye.
Secret or a plot, I must.
看一下还有谁生病。这个在部里面，然后在路上。
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So,
I'm not bothered.
have you any recent...
I don't believe in miracles. But
Do you need...
yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thuggish activities. But I'm not sure it would be enough.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Goodbye, young.
Is there only pain and...
So,
I'm not...
Good.
Sorry.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
另外一个我比较不知道他在哪里，他爸爸在哪里？爸爸。
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doc. Yes?
Tell me everything.
奇怪，这个明明就
How is Nurse?
I don't know what you told her, what kind of deal you made, but Dorothea seems less anxious recently. Thank you for that, Dr. Reed.
不会不会。
Do you need some help?
I am very tired.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor.
Goodbye.
Okay. 哦，在那个爸爸，爸爸在哪里？哦，有个叉啊！哦，他是偏头痛，没有他的啊，忘记给那个儿子药了。他是没办法对，他就当时就选错了，所以就没办法了。没什么差，主要是健康状态吧。
It's locked, all right.
不过这边的本来就要这样自己开嘛。边头。会比较不容易生病，我觉得会啦。我操！我操！那应该就会把门打开了。
Its effectiveness has been proven by many.
Good evening.
I'm afraid.
Even the flu is no match.
Have you
I visited her this.
You don't see...
Oh,
I can...
Whoa, destroyed.
I got...
再回去找他儿子就可以走主线。这修忽然这么多病，应该是因为刚经历完那个大主线，所以后面。
Please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know.
Don't have your money.
Peace of mind. God, you just got
这个是在哪里？哎，这个是哈利哦。
It's not my call, Barrett.
啊，他在哪里？在这儿。
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
Have you heard?
Nurse Crane? Yeah,
Do you need...
please.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
还嘴他偷他爸掉的事情。
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life away.
偷了他。
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems, as long
要
as you have
去
the
祷
money.
告了。兄弟，对，就快。
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
我不需要陪伴，我不需要知心听众。
Take no offense, Vicar. I seek just a moment in nothing but my own company.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've made myself perfectly clear. This is a private matter.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
差不多，好像没什么特别影响。人杀了。
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
She died because of me. How do you think I feel?
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What words would you like to say to your poor sister?
请原谅我。
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary, forgive me.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
那真的有用吗？手动存个档，避免发生什么意外。把那个档案复制一个到桌面。还是1了。
There. I confessed to that vicar. Do I feel better? Only time will tell.
Easy does it, boys. We can do this, Vampyr! Die, vermin! That's gonna hurt!
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth. You. I remember you. Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making. This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you? I am the land. You are our champion. You selected me, chose me, as shall my children yet to come. What is it you seek? This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged. This has something to do with the epidemic. Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur. I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity. Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
我说他说的该不会就是那个怪怪的那个什么那个组织叫什么名字去了？反正就是那个怪怪的组织。时间冲淡了，这样子也不见得是有用，就是另类的。另类的在说服自己吧。
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Okay.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
保留一点点，为了安全。哇塞！哇！你怎么了？也不稳定而已。你怎么突然生大病？好，个疲劳，5个疲劳，6个疲劳。哇塞！发生什么事？至少还做得出来。哦，叫春的对话，我先医治他们。
Good evening. Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Soldier?
Not really.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damn.
Goodbye.
Damn. The pain.
What on earth happened here?
太可怕了！对，亮亮对。
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me...
Good evening, Doctor.
Blundering idiot.
What can you tell me about the recent...
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked?
Do you require...
Do you know...
Despite what you think about this place...
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Good.
Okay. Are you?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Please.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Is there anything else?
Really?
Unfortunately, you are not the only person.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for...
Oh, sweet girl. Reads me like a book.
《人创想象问题》这个游戏连看诊都不知道谁生病，原来我才是最猛的那个人。
Good evening, Doc.
Can you tell me...
Oh,
what are you talking...
Poor Miss Jones.
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning, and now it's gone.
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reed.
对他们应该觉得很奇怪，我都没有问诊，然后我就知道他们生了什么病，其实还蛮可怕的。
Do you need the proximity? Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to, and that is a good.
哎，我拿给他们，他们就吃。还有谁？还有外面下的吗？
You always knew the words to calm the children. As for me.
I'm quite...
What can you tell me about the...
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough...
So you don't think the blame is ours?
We all hold fast here, Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
Do you need...
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
在追我哎
Thank you for your time.
他说我看我好像没有在动什么手术。对，臭啊这个人。
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you require...
I will be...
Nurse, you won't be able to help...
I'll try.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
What can you tell me about...
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to...
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Do you need...
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
给药就吃这个可以解释。我没有疲劳症的了。
I'll see you later.
Yeah.
哦，对。哦，对。我要再去做一个疲劳的。
Hello.
Yes.
Do you need...
Don't get me...
I'm certain you have your reasons. But let me assure you...
It is true. You're...
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
等一下，那是士兵的罪案，还是你被埋啦？完了，是哪一个？完蛋！好像是被埋的，没关系，我先存。对，先存再说。
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc.
Ayo?
You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch.
牛顿在后面。
Hours seemed like days, and days like months. But the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher.
Say it.
If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days.
他就在后面，你还
I
讲
thought
大
about
声。
killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
他喜欢他，他是在告白吗？
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
哇塞！
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Oh.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
哇，奥斯瓦德是一个有故事的人哎。
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
上次跑有问到这边吗？没有，上次因为上面那个错了，就没办法再问下面的。
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
哇，那这样子会错过一个线索，就错过很多哎。
Goodbye, Mr.
你和路在这边等很久了。
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears.
Oh.
My fingers. Lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
我也是从尸体堆爬出来的。
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
天哪！
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
这对还是错？
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
反正有存档，等下再看。应该是没有特别说的话，应该没有差。对，他已经都对了，他们都对了。但只是他不想，他不是不爱你呀、欧斯瓦德。哎呀，以为奥斯瓦德只是一个看起来很讨厌的人。等一下哦。做个疲劳的药。去做多一点算了。 去哪里了？想去抽烟？没有哎。这儿啊。
Good evening.
Good evening.
Do you need...
I'm afraid I do.
Our job brings us into...
That's easy for you.
Good.
全都用好了。
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
我们可以分享这顿盛宴吗？这太白痴了吧
Yes, and I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the scowl, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent. For there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Oh. 好温暖。
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
真的很厉害。
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
I've never seen so many people dying at the same time.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil! We do the
Die, vermin!
Inhuman! Kill!
哦，病都治了吗？都治了。这太多敌人了吧
Stupid beast!
哇！我操！